Good evening, everyone. I'm Kausalya Parimal from BPH 4. Today, we'll be having a forum discussion to reflect on our learning outcome from PEC 300 Management Skills subject. Management skill can be defined as certain attributes or abilities that someone should possess in order to fulfill a specific task delegated to them. They include the capacity to perform duties in an organization or project um, project given by lecturers or for assignment purpose, while avoiding crisis situation and promptly solving problems when they occur. Basically, management skills are a collection of abilities that include things such as project planning, decision making, problem solving, communication, delegation, and time management. While different roles and organizations require the use of various skill set, management skills help a person stand out and excel no matter what their level is. So, without further delay, I hope that gives a brief concept of our forum session today. There are, along with me, there are other three members as well who are here to be part of this forum discussion, and we are from group 3. I would like the other members to introduce yourself before we move on to today's agenda. So let's start with Kirtini and followed by the rest.
Hi, I'm Kirtani. I'm from BPH Year 1. Nice meeting you all.
Hello, good day to everyone. I'm Manisha Banu, currently in semester 5 from BPHD course. And the next person, please.
I'm from
Probably the other participant is having some technical issues. So the other participant is Mogaranjani from BPHD. So thank you for your kind introduction. Before moving on to the reflection, I'd like to briefly address on activities we have done throughout the period. Starting off with ice-breaking session to identifying project scope, preparing Gantt chart, preparing budget, coming up with organizational chart, and finally launching of our final project on topic of depression awareness among the students. Um, Actually, as one of the member of Group 3, I would like to seek further information on the activities carried out throughout the period from our first panel, Tracy. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Kausalya, for the question. Management skills are characteristic or qualities that an executive should have in order to perform certain jobs in a company, workplaces, or also in any organization, uh, even in related to school or universities. They include the ability to fulfill executive functions in an organization while avoiding crisis circumstances and quickly resolving difficulties that arise. From my point of view, a good management skills are essential for every firm to prosper and accomplish its goals and objectives. A manager who has strong management abilities is able to move the company's purpose and vision or business goals ahead with fewer roadblocks and objections from internal and external sources, which would be the same while leading a group also. I was the leader for my group, which opened me more wider opportunity to learn so much things, especially leadership skills. I have a wonderful experience participating in this PEC 300 management skills. It was a great experience and I have got to know so many aspects and stuff. Using proper management skills, we made our major projects successful. I have also learned teamwork skills is important. When we work in team, it increases our innovation and gains fresh perspective. Successful teamwork, along with management skills, can deliver success in any function of life. I have also learned that problem solving skills by participating in this PEC 300. Problem solving skills help us determine why an issue is happening and how to resolve that issue. It's one of the key skills that is needed to perform a project. Problem solving starts with identifying the issue, coming up with solution, implementing those solutions, and evaluating their effectiveness. During week 2, activity 1 was conducted, which is students form their groups and discuss about our major project to be executed on the week 12. During activity 1, we discuss and come up with an excellent topic, which is depression. Depression is a very frequent mental illness in students nowadays. We finalized the depression topic because the major project was planning to held on May, which is considered as a mental health awareness month. Secondly, activity 2 is discussing project scope and project stakeholders. All of our group mates have a discussion to delegate our task for our major project. From this activity, I get to know that without project scope, we will never know how much time, money, or labor is required in a project. It serves as the foundation of a foundation for every choice a project manager makes on the job and when things need to be changed. From this activity, I have also learned conflict resolution. Useful skills for conflict resolution include the ability to view problems and issues from multiple perspectives, solve problems, empathize, listen actively, manage emotions, think critically, and compromise. So I think I'll be passing over to Kausalya again. Kausalya.
Okay, sorry for delay. Just my internet lagging. Um, okay, thank you, Kirti. That's a very detailed explanation. Thank you again. Okay, so without any delay, let's move on to today's topic on reflecting our learning outcome. So the first question would be, as part of the PEC 300 subjects, what do you guys think has been the biggest lesson or challenge you faced throughout the period? I'll repeat again. As part of the PEC 300 subjects, what do you guys think has been the biggest lesson or challenge you faced throughout the period? Let's start with myself and followed by others. Okay, so as for me, one of the most important things I learned during the project management is to be cooperative. Cooperation is not always an easy thing to achieve, but the effort is worth it because it leads to a successful end product. However, it's undeniable to say it's hard to get a group of individuals to work together smoothly. And I'm sure every one of us would have gone through a tough time in teamwork at least for once. As for this, I would say few members from our group 3 were the pillar of our project. Without their patience and guidance, I'm sure we wouldn't be able to complete our project. Not to forget, something that I would want to improve in myself as well as the other committee themselves is the need to possess high emotional intelligence so that they interact with each other with the least amount of friction and getting the task done at given deadline. Apart from that, I would say I also noticed that learning way to negotiate among the team members is important in a project management, like from managing resources to engaging to dealing with team conflict. Leading a project means constantly being involved in negotiations. So throughout the weekly activities, I learned that unavoidable discussions about our project, resources, and timelines can easily become adversarial if not handled tactfully. But if we know when and how to apply persuasive techniques that will encourage solutions instead of conflicts, the flow will be smoother for the team, like how it was settled when our team members, not everyone, but few of the team members went missing in action upon the deadlines. But With proper communication skills and persuasive technique, we did manage to get back everyone on track. And then I guess I'll stop myself here to give space for everyone to share your thoughts. So before ending, just to point out, there are also few other lessons I learned throughout the period, apart from the two lessons I mentioned, such as learn that time management is a core facet of the project management function, which was well managed by our group 3 by creating a well-defined project plan way earlier. So I think that's all from me. I'll pass the floor to others. How about you guys?
Thank you so much, Kelsey. In fact, what you said was very detailed and something that I agree to. Like for myself, the challenges that I basically learned was time management. Because as you all know, I'm taking 2 PECs this semester on the same day and also the same time. So managing time was like a little hard and also a roller coaster ride to me. However, what made me learn time management is that I'm sure all students are having time management issues. Probably it's an universal problem for students. So one of the most common pitfalls, most ambitious people tend to make a miscalculation with the time and energy that they will need to complete a particular task. This behavior is typical in all students, where they think, we always think that we can be able to finish everything under control, and we don't easily turn down the opportunity, no matter how demanding it is. But then effective time management is actually associated with great academic performance and also lower level of anxiety in students. So however, many students find it hard, even myself, to balance studies and our normal day-to-day life. And then speaking about my second challenge that I've learned, also encountered myself in this PEC was communication, of course, as what Kausi said. Communication was definitely a lesson that I learned too, where we all had different class schedules and timing. So it was very challenging for us to keep up to any discussions about our major project and so on. However, well, I'm sure you all faced even harder to come and communicate me because most of the time I will not be around. I'll be on my other PEC class. I get it. But then I'm glad that we all made it well. Also, I understood that communication is actually very important in a team or an organization. So communication is also a key that is a very good group, very important and achieving a group's objective or target. Also, communication is one of the most important skill for any students or individual that works in a group. Without communication, of course, the objectives of the group can never be achieved. It is also imparting and exchanging of information, whether through the WhatsApp, talking, or even meeting up, any other medium, as long as our opinions can be shared. Also, it means like sending and receiving information like I said just now, through a table talk, a quick discussion of the classes, and so on. So that is all from me. Let's hear something from Morgana. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. As from me, I would like to share. I've gained a lot of experience through this activity. So we are initially formed conversation in progress. We are then to communicate with others about this project. Then I have learned a lot of experience from my senior. Firstly, we discuss about the main topic, the major project. Then we divide into the tasks about the major project. From that, I have learned the team cooperation and teamwork from my teachers. Secondly, I have learned how to manage the team. My leader divided the task and give us the deadline of the project and that of submission. So we have to manage the time without in our work. So from that, I will learn the time management, how to divide our task from the other work to the other task. So firstly, is the cost management. The scheduler will collect time management. From that, we have to learn how to save the money from that. I will again manage the money to buy the things about the project, which is the major project. In addition, I also learned that how to lead the group from my leader. He will always responsibility and friendly when we lead the group. My group leader is cooperative and friendly. As some of my group members is not able to make it, he will
Hi, Morgana. Sorry to disturb you. I think you are having some technical issues. We can't really hear what you're talking.
ask you where I'm talking.
Yeah, because it's quite noisy. Would you like to try again? Mm. Okay, maybe we give some minute for Morgana.
Now can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Manisha. As for me, I would like to share about my experience. I have gained a lot of experience through this activity. So we are initially formed 10% in per group. Then we communicate each other about the project. Then I have learned a lot of experience of my senior. So we choose our group leader to lead the group. Then firstly, we discussed about the main topic, about the major project that called is poster. Then we divide the task about the major project to each other. Then from that, I have learned my team cooperation and teamwork of my group member. Secondly, I have learned how to manage the time. We call it time management. So my leader divided the task and give us the deadline to finish our task. So due to the deadline mission, we are able to make it to compare to the time management. So we have to manage the time, divide our works compared to our other works. Thirdly, the cost management. The treasurer collect the money from our each group member to buy some things about the major project. So we learn from that how to save the money from of team cooperation, the group member. Our leader managed the money to buying the things about a major project. In addition, I also learned that how to lead the group from my group leader. My group leader is so cooperative and friendly. She will able to make it when the other group members did not able to make. She will help us what to do. Then she will teach us to how to do the project, how to present our task. And lastly, I have to thank about my seniors and my group members to help me when I can't able to make it our project. Then I have gain a lot of experience from the activity. This is nice opportunity for me to communicate with my seniors and with my new group members. So this is such a memorable performance from me. So now I will like to hear from the other opinion, Kitty.
Thank you, Moga. Actually, I wanted to share my opinion as well. During activity 3, it was all about time management, where we have to prepare a Gantt chart to keep track on our deadlines. Effective time management leads to increased productivity and effectiveness. It is very, very critical to assign time to jobs in order to complete the project on schedule. This entails splitting the project down into smaller jobs For an example, during our major project, we discuss who is going to do the survey, who is going to do the poster, and who is going to do the jobs related to the video. It helped us save more time, as well as it prevented us from spending too much of energy. So time management skills also come along with our reasoning skills, as we have to use critical thinking skills, uh, like analysis, evaluation, as well as synthesis. However, they also include wider skills like more abstract thinking, creative thinking, information processing, and also problem solving. Next part of PEC 300 was to do cost management, where we have to come up with a budget to make this major project work. The process of estimating, assigning, and regulating project expenditures is known as cost management. The cost management method enables us to forecast future expenditures. Cost, cost estimates are developed during the project planning process and must be authorized before the work begins. Cost management skills also help us to gain analytical skills. Analytical skill is basically the ability to deconstruct information into smaller categories in order to draw conclusions. And analytic skills consist of categories that include logical reasoning, critical thinking, communication, research data analysis, as well as creativity. What do you think, Kalsi?
Okay. Thank you for all your sharing. It's actually great to know every one of us have successfully aced the challenges or challenges we face or lesson that we learned. I mean, no matter how hard it is, I believe life is meant to be a challenge because that's what makes us grow, right? Um,
Yes, of course, Kelsey. Like it is said, challenges only makes us stronger. So as you go through challenges, you become stronger and more stronger. Challenges are actually an excellent opportunity for growth. They test your resolve and also commitment to your goals. And when you overcome them, you develop them emotionally and mentally by strength. So in order to that, there's also challenges that I'd like to share. Like it has been mentioned by Kirti, of course, being in the same group, our learnings and what we gain is plus minus the same. So yes, speaking about problem solving, it was eventually another essential tip or lesson in management skills while I was doing PEC 300. I personally experienced and understood to learn the ability to solve the frequent problems that come arising in typical days. Problem solving in management skill involved in identifying a certain problem and situation to get the best solution. On the other hand, management skill also have taught me on decision making, where numerous decisions and opinions actually take place during our discussion. It could take like at the end of the discussion, we will be only able to choose one of the discussion or one decision. So in that, being and working in group, making us face many conflicts, but then there's only one way to solve the problems. In even in making decision, it's always challenging in making the best solutions. Like you have to see who is giving the best solution, which is okay with everyone that is existing in the group. So what do you guys think on my statement?
Uh, yeah, Manisha, I really agree with your point of, for my example, the lesson that I've learned is the time management that we lead by our leader, then the teamwork and the team cooperation, then responsibility that are made by our group members, then last but not least, the self-development to how to improve our skills in our project. So these are the lessons that I've learned from this project, I mean the PEC of 300. So then I'd like to pass it to Kausi.
Thank you, Moga. And yes, I very much agree to your statement, Manisha. because the lesson learned or challenges faced actually help us to grow for betterment of ourselves. For example, as I mentioned earlier, team cooperation is vital in a project management. This is because in the past, like during the industrial era, when most jobs were represented by people on a manufacturing line doing one thing all day, teamwork wasn't as important as it is today. However, the importance of teamwork is essential in today's multidisciplinary world where um, most of our jobs involve interacting with others that are not even in the same line of profession. So the needed for effective teamwork is getting critical as they pass by, like for any job. And the ability to simultaneously perform as an individual and together with our colleagues in an effective teamwork is key to attain growth and success. Not only that, in addition to that, posing good communication skill is important as well, I think, in my opinion, because communication skill in which we actually must be able to negotiate in any situation and must be able to convey information clearly to needed one. I would say negotiation is a key factor to mediate problems that arise suddenly in an effective way despite of being stressed or triggering conflicts among the team members. And at the end of PEC 300 subject, I would say one of the areas that I need to develop further is to convey the messages confidently. It can't be denied that confidence is the key to a successful communication, but um, the higher the self-confidence, the better the level of communication will be. In each interaction, it is not what we communicate, but how we communicate and how we negotiate that makes all the difference. I think that's all from me. I'll pass to the next person.
Thank you, Kelsey. And yes, I definitely agree with you and what Moga mentioned just now. Even motivation, actually, it is actually an ability that we learned, I'm sure, because we can also apply this in future, of course. Motivation is a very important skill of management skills. We need a lot of motivation in completing a task or a responsibility that have been given to us. Our motivation also help us to bring forth a desired behavior or response from another team. Meanwhile, organization, I'm sure like as a student, we have to balance many tasks at the same time, right? So we often oversee multiple project timelines or deadlines, or even the calendar events like meeting and presentation comes on the same time, same week. And so excellent organization skill is very important. Like we had to complete our work in time frame. I think we all managed to actually finish the project as what we targeted. And this will always help us to stay on top of our work and reduce the stress, also prevents us and from our team members from missing the critical dates, and ensure you can always find the information you need the most. Staying organized will always improve our workflow and make sure that we are able to complete the task as efficient as possible. It also sets a great example for any students actually that comes or works in a group. So let's hear a few lines from Kirtani.
As for me, Manisha, my favorite part of this PEC 300 was Activity 5 because Activity 5 was to form an organization chart for our major project, which is our awareness campaign. It is considered as a resource management, and from my point of view, it is very important and crucial. A project organization chart provides a full top-down picture of our project's people and resources. We can examine who is working on which element of the project and uncover gaps in our production. As a leader, it was easy for me to monitor and supervise my fellow groupmates. This boosts planning and organizing skills in me. Planning and organizing skills means the ability to identify and set objectives, manage and prioritize our workload and other resources. I monitor performances against objective, anticipating and putting steps in place to mitigate potential issues as well as problems. When we conduct activity 6, it was so near to completing the major project. We prepared process auditing form in order to monitor and control any risk which might arise during the campaign. A project audit evaluates the project's performance in relation to its available resources. In other words, it gives full project status feedback. Such input helps top management to make adequate decisions that will propel the project towards its goal. The cornerstone of risk management is analyzing risks, calculating their potential effects, and balancing them against the group's overall risk appetite. And the last activity before major project was activity 7, which is completing the process audit. We explained our project progress to lecturers and other classmates. By that time, I have a good leadership skills already. Plus, my communication skills have been improved too. Leadership skills are the strengths and abilities that individuals demonstrate that help the oversee processes, guide initiatives, and steer their employees toward the achievement of the goals. Since I improved my communication skills, it might take me to many places because it is very important skill for a student. Successful communications help us to better understand people and situations. It helps us overcome diversities, build trust and respect, and create conditions for sharing creative ideas and solving problems. Last but not least, major project was conducted on last Thursday, which was eventually very successful because the survey we conducted revealed us how many students are depressed and what do they need to do in order to get help. Our main objective of major project is to create awareness on depression, and the outcome we expected was to provide insight into detecting mental health warning signs. I told that our major project is successful because we managed to distribute our survey and poster to some of the MSU students. Therefore, they have gained knowledge about depression and they might take signs of depression more serious after this. Those who is not depressed also can help their friends who needs help. Another point to explain that our major project is successful is the views of awareness video we uploaded in YouTube is going up. For me, I think that is something important. What do you think, Miss Manisha?
Thank you, Kitty. And yes, of course, I agree with everything that you have stated. So in nutshell, it seems like management skills are actually a collection of abilities that includes everything that we have mentioned above, that can be actually relayed and also applied in our future. So it is true that management skill is the practice of our understanding, developing, and also deploying people and their skills. So well-implemented skills management should actually identify the skills and job roles or responsibilities that requires our skill of an individual. The knowledge and ability that we have learned is very much useful in our future in position to fulfill some specific management activity or task. And seems like we are reaching to the end of the forum. Anything else to add, guys?
Yes. So I think we have come to the end of our forum now. Overall, learning management skills as PEC 300 is very beneficial. Personally, for me, I have learned so many things as I said before, and I have also gained good characteristic and quality by being leader. My leadership skills are now improved, and I have the ability to delegate. PEC 300 have also made me as an open-minded person as well as creative person. My critical thinking skills and problem solving skills have also improved because every time my group mates have a doubt or problem, I have managed to come up with a solution to solve the issues arises. I have also learned to be a very flexible person and responsible. A smart leader understands how to look at the big picture, whether it's a plan, a circumstance, or a goal. From modest tasks to corporate strategy, being able to take on any bumps on the path and preserve without becoming discouraged or disappointed is very important. So as the conclusion, PEC 300 not only helped us to complete the major project, but it will definitely help us in our life. A proper management skills is needed for anything and everything. Our experience and knowledge in PEC 300 will be the life lessons which we will be taking back. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining the forum session.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you
Thank
too.
you.